WiFiRanger is out with an important new firmware update that adds new features, bug fixes, including support for future 5G products. Hi, I'm Andy with the Mobile Internet Resource Center. WiFiRanger, a company that focuses on mobile connectivity for the RV market, recently pushed out to customers a new firmware update for its Converge line of indoor mobile routers, as well as outdoor rooftop units. Although still technically in beta, the new 7.1 Beta 11 update is available to the Converge family of devices and can be used by older gear by submitting a ticket with WiFiRanger support. This new firmware offers several new features and bug fixes, and it also paves the way for future 5G connectivity. But probably the biggest new set of features are a variety of performance improvements for everything from routing speed to the user interface. WiFiRanger's Fastnet feature, for instance, allows data to pass through the router with very little performance loss. This requires that the multi-WAN and usage tracking features be disabled in the control panel. We did some testing with the new firmware and with Fastnet enabled, and it provided almost no performance penalty. The WiFiRanger also improved performance generally to include when multi-WAN and usage tracking are turned on, two features which require the router CPU to manage. In our simple tests using a light load with a Spruce router, overhead from these features was never more than 10%. Additionally, the user interface performance has greatly improved, and it was also tweaked to make it simpler and easier to set up and configure. Because of the interface changes, WiFiRanger also published a new manual for the updated firmware, which is available on the WiFiRanger website. Looking to the future, this new firmware version is also the first to support 5G cellular modem modules, which is a requirement before WiFiRanger can begin offering 5G modem options in its gear. In addition to these changes, the new firmware has a host of bug fixes, but the two most important ones are related to disconnects with mobile hotspots tethered via USB, as well as embedded cellular modems failing to connect to the internet. Even with all these changes and the fact that this new version is being pushed to all Converge units, this new firmware is still considered a beta release. But it does signal that the final 7.1 release is hopefully near and is likely to come this fall. And once the 7.1 release is finalized, it will also go out to WiFiRanger customers who have older pre-Converge routers, such as this WiFiRanger Core or the popular WiFiRanger Go AC. Customers with these older routers that would like to get access to the new firmware sooner can request to be part of the beta group with WiFiRanger support. Unfortunately, despite all these changes, there are still some major issues with the new firmware. First is a long-standing issue that prevents two of the same modem from connecting to one of the WiFiRanger routers at the same time. So for instance, if you have two Netgear Nighthawk mobile hotspot devices, you can't tether both to a WiFiRanger router simultaneously. And this bug also affects devices that are based on a common architecture, such as the Inseego 8800L for Verizon and the Inseego 8000 for Sprint and AT&T, which share a common platform. It also affects embedded modems. Rooftop units, like this Everest, can have up to two embedded cellular modems, but right now WiFiRanger will only let you order an Everest with two different modems because of this incompatibility. For example, you can get a Cat 6 modem and a Cat 12 modem in an Everest unit, but you can't get two Cat 6 modems or two Cat 12 modems because the two modems of the identical type will cause this incompatibility. Unfortunately, the WiFiRanger Chief Technical Officer tells us this is a low-level problem that is proving difficult to fix, but they understand the importance of it and are trying to find a solution. The second big issue is with WiFiRanger's WFR Control System that allows an indoor router like this Spruce to connect and control a rooftop unit like this Everest. Controlling a rooftop unit through the indoor router's user interface is a great and very handy feature, but currently it only supports a single connection from the rooftop unit. So this Everest, for example, could potentially connect to a Wi-Fi source as well as two cellular modems if it's a dual modem option. So it could potentially have three connections that it could offer to the Spruce. However, these cannot be combined and only a single connection can be passed to the indoor router. For basic users who just want a Wi-Fi as WAN option or to utilize a single rooftop modem, this isn't likely to be a major issue. But it's a pretty big limitation for those who want to use both an indoor router and a rooftop unit that has multiple connection options available. WiFiRanger tells us this is another area that they are looking to improve. So overall, this new firmware shows significant progress, even though it's annoying that the firmware is still in beta 2 years after the Converge product line first premiered. WiFiRanger has always excelled at long-range Wi-Fi as WAN and USB tethering, but it has struggled to effectively integrate embedded cellular modems while at the same time keeping the user interface simple for non-techie consumers, as well as providing more advanced options for more technical people. We hope this new release proves to be a milestone that foretells even bigger improvements in the future, including the fix of some of the long-standing issues. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.
These videos are brought to you by our premium members, our mobile internet aficionados. They make it possible for us to track this news and create these videos. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to our channel, or better yet, consider becoming a member yourself.